once again in an IWA ring. These men have traded the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk defeating Chris Hero for the title at the very first show in Indianapolis on December the 5th. Holding on to that title, classic 55-minute tables and ladders matchup at the last show at the House of Hardcore in Charlestown, Indiana on February the 9th. Classic 2 out of 3 falls matchup at the January Indianapolis show. And once again, semifinals of the Ted Petty Invitational Tournament. We will see CM Punk do battle with Chris Hero.
Not to mention CM Punk running the gauntlet in Indianapolis with Chris Hero as one of his opponents.
The night before that 55-minute tables and ladders matchup, which has, in many circles, been called the match of the year for 2002 thus far, not only in this promotion, but nationwide. Chris Hero and CM Punk have stood across the ring from one another in recent weeks. Three-way dance with BJ Whitmer at the Retro Night show on the 4th of October. Hero came out the winner of that contest with his new finishing hold, the Hangman's Clutch. But this time we're back to one-on-one between Punk and Hero. A match that a lot of IWA fans have been waiting to see once again. That tables and ladders match was, at the time, Chris Hero's final shot at Punk's heavyweight championship. So far in this tournament, Punk has defended the title in the first round against M-Dog 20, defended the title in the second round against the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. And now, to take on Chris Hero, Punk wearing the heavyweight championship to the ring. Punk being the cocky son of a bitch that he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he just rubs it in the face to Chris Hero and says, hey, I'll throw this title down in front of you as well.
I don't know if that'd be such a good idea. He took a hell of a beating to the head from Christopher Daniels.
Yes, he did, and he knows firsthand that he can't underestimate Chris Hero.
And I can tell you, Chris Hero throws some wicked headbutts. So,
and Punk asking for the mic.
Before you get to the announcements,
how's my crystal ball?
I got a big sense of deja vu right about now. Does anybody else feel the same thing? Same as before, Hero. This belt's on the line.
Yep, he did it. Third time tonight, Punk putting the, or this weekend, Punk putting the belt on the line.
Who has seen me wrestle Chris Hero before? Okay, so I said this belt's on the line. This is CM Punk. That's Chris Hero. Has the IWA belt that we feuded over for a year. This is his Ted Petty Invitational. This is 2002. We've both been here since 2000. We've been in every single Sweet Science tournament. I have bloodied your face. I broke your nose. You kicked my ass 1,000 times. So when I say that belt is on the line, and this is the semifinals, hell, not only is this going to be fun, I've been looking forward to this for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a semifinal matchup, and the first time these two have wrestled one-on-one in 9 months for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight title, and a berth into the finals of the Ted Petty Invitational. Introducing first, He comes into this matchup as a challenger and a former heavyweight champion himself. Hailing from Metropolis, he is Chris Hero! And his opponent for this match. He was victorious in the 55-minute tables and ladders matchup, and he comes into this matchup as your heavyweight champion from Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk!
Both men are all business. Not only is the Ted Petty Trophy on the line, the possibility of one of these two men going to the finals of this tournament, but the heavyweight championship as well.
See, and what a lot of fans don't realize is they think, it's great to be champion, all this stuff. No big deal. See, to these two guys, it means representing this company as being the very best. And these two guys take that seriously because they came here 2 years ago to better themselves, to make a name for themselves. And these two guys are going to lock up the night. One man's going to walk out the IWA World Heavyweight Champion and with a berth into the finals of the Ted Petty Invitational. And one guy's going to walk out extremely, extremely disappointed. And
it is no secret to fans who have followed the IWA for the past several years very closely that were here when Chris Hero made his IWA debut. When Colt Cabana and CM Punk debuted in this promotion, they know that a big reason why Chris Hero and CM Punk have developed into the wrestlers that they are today is because of wrestling on a regular basis in the IWA Mid-South. Right now, the championship belt, the top prize in this company, hangs in the balance, except this time not hanging from the ceiling.
And to name off guys that these guys have been in the ring with in an IWA Mid-South match, you got Chris Hero, who has faced the likes of Sabu. You got you got CM Punk, who has faced the likes of Rey Mysterio Jr., Eddie Guerrero,
the Road Dogg.
You got Colt Cabana facing Jerry Lynn, Rey Mysterio Jr., Eddie Guerrero, Sabu. These guys have had incredible opponents.
Incredible veterans to improve their own ability, learning from incredible peers in the ring, training partners, running the roads with the same people on a regular basis. They have each helped each other become fantastic athletes. And right now, can't really hear what they're saying to each other, but I think we're about to see them collide. They hesitate and a handshake, but a handshake right into a punch and a forearm. Back and forth we go. You can hear those shots out in the parking lot of this building. Punk sent into the ropes, ducks underneath the clothesline. Hero ducks one. Both going for a drop kick simultaneously, and they square off. These two know each other like a book.
I think Punk hurt his neck there.
Could be. Catch him right in the mouth with a boot. They went damn near 40 minutes in the 2 out of 3 falls matchup in Indianapolis, 55 in the tables and ladders. Punk went 45 minutes in that gauntlet match the night before the tables and ladders match. They know what it's like to be in there with one another for upwards of a half hour, 45 minutes. And now Chris Hero with a forearm to the jaw of CM Punk, but he fires back with one of his own. Ducks under that attempt by Hero, but as soon as he ducks it, he pops right back up into one from Hero. Back and forth. Haha, Punk blocked it, went right to the eyes, and snatches a side headlock on Chris Hero. Brent Blades, the senior official of the IWA, officiating this contest, as now a headlock grabbed by Chris Hero.
Dave Prazak, we've just received word from the back. BJ Whitmer is injured following that contest with classic Colt Cabana. He's right now he's got a lot of cobwebs, landed on his head during one of the moves. Not really sure where he's at. Ian Rotten's going back to check. we may have quite the predicament here for the finals of this tournament.
If BJ can't continue, this could be
the finals of the tournament right here.
The match that will determine who becomes the Sweet Science 16 Ted Petty Invitational tournament winner for the year 2002. Right now, CM Punk in control of the matchup with Chris Hero, front chancery, front blades, checking to see if that slips into a choke.
You know, these men, this quite possibly could be the most significant feud in IWA history, Dave Prazak. This feud may be one of the main things that has helped the IWA shed the image of being nothing but a blood and guts organization. These two, with all the videotapes that Smart Mark Video has sold, the world has seen that here there is tremendous wrestling as well, and it was these two that brought it to the foremost attention due simply to the fact that there was no Smart Mark Video back in Tarek and Kickboxer's day.
That's very true. Trading snapmares and bridging up, back and forth, the athleticism involved in pulling that off is indescribable. Right now, Chris Hero wrenching back on the neck of CM Punk, turns it into a side headlock.
You know, the draw was very unkind to these two individuals to make this be a semifinal matchup, a matchup of this significance. And as I mentioned and wanted to point out in the ring introduction, 9 months.
9 months.
1 week less than 9 months
in a singles match
has passed since these two have faced each other one-on-one for this title. Of course, there's been champions in between then that weren't Chris Hero or CM Punk. But as Punk said, this was a feud of a lifetime, and it could be rekindled here tonight.
And they know each other like a book, as they just demonstrated right there. CM Punk doing a cartwheel as Hero attempting to go for a monkey flip.
5 minutes are gone. 5 minutes.
Hero kipped right up, and once again they were at a stalemate in the middle of the ring. Punk taking a bit of a breather on the floor right now.
And don't go anywhere. Don't get up and get a snack if you're watching this at home. Even though I've said 5 minutes are gone, we could be here another 50 minutes if this is anything
knowing
like
these
that
two,
tables and ladders match. And I still am not sure on the condition of BJ Whitmer. Hopefully he will be able to continue. But as we've mentioned, this could possibly have just turned into the finals of this tournament without these competitors even knowing.
Very true. I mean, in the heads of both of these athletes, the match has tremendous importance as it is, being that the heavyweight title's on the line and all the history behind the feud. But to add the Ted Petty Invitational tournament crown to the mix just puts even more of a significance on this matchup. Holding on to the Greco-Roman knuckle lock, CM Punk wrapping the legs around the body of Chris Hero.
You know, of course, everyone knows this tournament was postponed. That could have been much to the benefit of CM Punk. It's given him extra time to come back from that fractured skull. We know he's back at the top of his game, having won the IWA Mid-South title and having successfully defended it against M-Dog 20.
Yes.
Against Christopher Daniels, already in this tournament.
And now putting the belt on the line against Hero. Three-quarter chancery, the cravat. Punk trying to fight his way out of it, turns it into a bear hug down while sitting down on the canvas.
Ian Rotten has returned. What is the condition of BJ Whitmer? Is he going to be able to continue?
The doctor says he will be able to continue, but is saying that he is wrestling with a severe concussion.
There you have it from the head of the IWA. BJ Whitmer will compete in the finals, but whoever comes out of this contest, as long as they're not injured, has to be the clear favorite in the finals.
What the hell do you call that maneuver? Both men.
Double dueling frog headstands.
Seeing a lot of innovation here.
And the crowd to their feet.
At the Ted Petty Invitational Tournament.
You know, many times a match can't live up to the hype. this matchup had a lot to fall back on to follow up their previous encounters, but so far, this crowd has not been disappointed by what they've been watching, and these men are going at it. I say, as long as neither one of these competitors gets seriously injured in this contest, of course, CM Punk with a fractured skull, Hero injury to the leg last night, severely worked over the arm tonight, could be in a weakened state, but neither one of them fighting a severe concussion that BJ Whitmer will be fighting in that.
Very true. Once again, Punk was extending his hand to Chris Hero after the handshake that started this thing off. He took a shot at Hero. Hero asking the fans, should he? Punk crosses his heart, but it's a black heart. Boot to the midsection of Chris Hero and a forearm. Staggers him back into the corner. Now Punk, House of Fire, lighting him up with chops and forearms and kicks. We've seen the mean streak of CM Punk so many times in the IWA, and we're seeing it again here in the semifinals of the tournament.
Right now, BJ Whitmer is in the back hoping that this goes 55 minutes like the tables and ladders match. The more time that this matchup takes, the better off BJ could be to try to shake those cobwebs clear. But these men have already wrestled tonight.
If BJ's not even sure where he's at this point, this match may not be for the Ted Petty crown.
In name.
It may, but whoever comes up the winner in this matchup might be facing a guy who can barely wrestle, as we have a reverse flying crossbody into a blockbuster. That was the maneuver that CM Punk fractured his skull on at the Jersey J Cup back in June. This time it paid off. He hit it on Chris Hero, and both men fatigued by this point of the matchup. Brett Blades putting a double count on both of the athletes.
We're nearing the 10-minute mark, Prazak. And these men, as I mentioned, they've already wrestled before tonight. They wrestled last night. Fatigue has to start setting in at some point, but these two are in phenomenal shape. Still, which one has more left in the gas tank at this point could determine who wins this matchup.
They both have proven time and time again that they can take a beating. Russian leg sweeps out of balconies and whatnot, and just straight wrestling like that kick to the back of the head of CM Punk by Chris Hero.
You know, both of these wrestlers are very lucky, Dave Prazak. Most of the time in a tournament, you don't know who you're going to face, therefore you can't really prepare for them. You're getting into the ring and you don't really know what to expect from your opponent. Neither one of these men have to worry about that. They can just go at it full tilt, know what to expect from each other. And right now, Chris Hero just hammering on CM Punk, vicious forearms.
And Hero is known for just how hard he hits with those forearms to the back of all of his opponents.
I believe, as you said earlier, you can hear those forearms out in the parking lot.
Repeated headbutts by Hero. Still holding on, wrenching on that neck of Punk.
A strategy he must have learned from Ian Rotten last week. Headbutt on the fractured skull of CM Punk.
Cravat suplex by Hero, rolls him into the center of the ring. Hooks the leg, lays his body on top of Punk, but still able to kick out of it, and Punk grabbing a hold of his own.
10 minutes are gone, 10 minutes.
We are 10 deep into the second semifinal matchup. Winner to take on an injured BJ Whitmer. Several wrestlers originally slated to be a part of this tournament, not able to compete, unfortunately. The American Dragon was invited. He is on a New Japan tour right now. Of course, Vic Capri, the Ice Pick, tremendous scientific wrestler, had to retire earlier this year. He was going to be a part of the tournament this year as well. Punk going for the Shining Wizard. Hero blocking it. Punk back down to the canvas.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, that comes in from these guys knowing each other so well. Hero able to block that maneuver,
and
or else that would have been the end.
Landed a kick of his own, and now back to the headbutts from Chris Hero. Headbutts in retaliation by Punk. And these guys, I mean, they have knocked each other silly right now.
Well, maybe the playing field just got leveled for BJ Whitmer. Both of these men probably just knocked each other loopy with that set of headbutts.
Brett Blades applying the double count once again. Punk back to his feet, pulling Chris Hero up by the hair. Point of the elbow right to the head of Chris Hero. Punk trying to keep his balance after those headbutts.
Is Hero bleeding?
It looks as though that may be the case.
Those headbutts have busted open Chris Hero.
Duck of the clothesline by Hero. Waistlock on CM Punk. 2 elbows to the side of the head. A third by Punk. Breaks free of the waistlock. Into a side Russian leg sweep. Floats over with it into a pinning predicament. But Hero able to get that shoulder up.
You know, this matchup has double the significance. Not only is this for a trip to the finals of the Ted Petty Invitational, it's also for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight title, Dave Prazak. CM Punk, I've never seen a wrestler put his title on the line all the way through a tournament like this.
It takes a lot of...
It takes one hell of a fighting champion to do that. It
takes a fighting champion and a lot of self-confidence to do something like that. Drop kick right to the side of Punk's head by Hero. So many repeated blows to the head. Suplexes being dropped on their head. Headbutting one another. BJ Whitmer, concussion or not, as you said, it may be an even playing field right now with all 3 of these men. We had a lot of outside competitors part of the tournament this year. People making their IWA debut, but it came down to 4 IWA regulars, 4 mainstays. BJ Whitmer, CM Punk, Chris Hero, and Colt Cabana. Some of the very best from around the independent scene. And Punk is bleeding as well, apparently. Some of the very best in the world been brought in for this tournament. But the IWA's own were the final 4.
There's still... Was he headbutting him while he had him in that camel clutch? We couldn't really tell. From the grimace on Brent Blade's face, I would imagine that was what was happening. But as Ian Rottens pointed out, CM Punk has been busted open as well. And I don't know if we've seen CM Punk bleed in an IWA ring before.
Not from the head, and certainly not like that, as now we get a good shot.
Both of these men are bleeding, leaving it all in the ring here for the berth into the finals of this tournament. Who walks out as the champion?
Jackie Chan. Punk lands on his feet. Hero catches the boot of CM Punk, has him up. Drops him chin first on the top turnbuckle. And how many times in an IWA matchup have you seen 2 wrestlers in the match busted open and no weapons of any sort did the damage?
15 minutes are gone. 15 minutes.
Simply the impact of the blows, the headbutts, the strikes from these 2 wrestlers have caused flesh to be busted open here, as now Hero has Punk trapped.
Punk inching and crawling his way towards the bottom rope. He's
Punk
made
makes
it.
his way to the rope. Hero with a handful of CM Punk's hair pulls him up in the corner. Both of these men a bloody mess. Chop across the chest by Chris Hero, and a second.
But you can tell both of these wrestlers, pure scientific form here. Neither one of them really trying to capitalize on the cuts on the forehead other than just using the headbutts.
Punk set into the buckle, takes it full force, but gets his boot up into the face of Chris Hero, who's now staggered a bit. A second kick to the face by CM Punk, who waits for Chris Hero. Comes off flying head scissors off the second rope by CM Punk. Punk now taking advantage of this opportunity. Split leg moonsault. Right on top of Hero. 2, but Hero kicks out.
The crowd starting to show good signs of interest into this matchup. They're behind both these competitors.
Punk says it's over as he grabs Hero, shoots him into the ropes. Hero ducks underneath the elbow, has a hold of the arms of CM Punk, but he's right in the ropes. Brent Blade's asking for a clean break. Will Hero do it? He holds on to it, pulls him into the center of the ring. But Punk to the opposite side of the ring, once again in the ropes.
Shows how good these two competitors are. These fans have been in here for over 3 hours tonight. They were in here for over 4 hours last night, but they are not tired of seeing this great action in this tournament at all. And we still have several more matches to give you, Dave Prazak.
And the fact that both Chris Hero and CM Punk can be going at it like this with such repeated heavy blows to one another after wrestling several times already this weekend shows just what kind of competitors they are in professional wrestling, and both of them still on their feet, a bloody mess, repeatedly being struck in the face by their opponent, but they're still standing up.
I don't know which is worse on these combatants, the exchanging of the forearms, the exchanging the headbutts.
Punk spins around with a
spinning back elbow.
Back elbow to the side of Hero's head, but again, Hero trying to stay on his feet.
We're nearing the 20-minute
Double
mark
underhook
here
by CM Punk. Could be looking for that backbreaker. Welcome to Chicago, motherfucker.
That's a big man to get up there and twisting backwards. And that's a lot of weight to come down on your knee, Dave Prazak.
Shining Wizard by Punk square in the face of Chris Hero. Hooks the leg. 2. Hero gets the shoulder up.
Hero wasn't able to block it the second time around. And these men are taking it to the limit. I don't think Hero can have too much left in him after that.
Well, we will see. Punk needs to follow up. He got a near fall out of the Shining Wizard. Needs to capitalize and hit another big maneuver on Chris Hero to try to gain a victory here to face BJ Whitmer in the finals of this tournament.
You'll see him
Brutal chop.
CM Punk doesn't want to give Chris Hero any excuses in this matchup. He hasn't gone after the arm that's injured. He hasn't gone after the leg that's injured. He's just straight up wrestling him. He wants to outdo him. It's the ego coming into play that you mentioned earlier. But CM Punk wants no excuses from Chris Hero if he defeats him in this matchup.
Boot just raked across the face of Hero 3 times. This time Punk hits the ropes, get a running start. And he just kicked his face off.
Punk was coming with such velocity, he almost flew out of the ring and landed on the concrete.
Once again, Brent Blades puts a count on both of these wrestlers. Can Punk go for a cover here? Hero very close to the rope, so he opts not to cover the man and just to follow up. But Punk extremely fatigued right now, blood loss, having wrestled several times this weekend, can't get on his feet, and Hero having trouble standing up himself.
We've given the fans so much wrestling this weekend, Dave Prazak. This may be a 3 or 4 tape set.
Hero trying to pull himself up by the ring ropes in the corner. Punk with a
20 minutes are gone. 20 minutes.
shot another chop across the chest of Hero in the corner. Big boot by Hero to the face of Punk. Shoulder blocking Hero now in the midsection, taking what little wind is left in the body of Hero out of him. Measures Hero with another forearm. And yet another. Punk is relentless.
Another, this time a
Big
forearm out of the
forearm.
We've now seen him spin into a back elbow and now a forearm shot that, well, if it wasn't for the corner holding him up, it would have floored the challenger, Chris Hero.
Hero steps up on the second rope, goes through the legs of CM Punk, catches him, kicks away the Greco-Roman knuckle lock, spins around, hops over, tries to take the legs out, back and forth, jockeying for position here. Schoolboy by Hero. 2 3/4 out of that. They know each other like a book, Jim Fanning.
You know, but at what point, with all that Chris Hero has done to CM Punk in this matchup, at what point does psychology start to become very important? Chris Hero has never defeated CM Punk in their series of matches when it's one-on-one. Punk always comes out on top in this matchup. Is that going to start to play a role in the mind of Chris Hero? Is he going to start thinking, am I capable of defeating this man?
Well, if he keeps working on that arm, he may defeat this man. Chris Hero's arm sustained a lot of punishment right there, but Punk landing right on his head.
We are quickly closing in on 25 minutes, Dave Prazak. These men may spend every ounce of energy they have in this matchup and have nothing left in the tank for the finals. If it keeps going much longer at this pace, somebody's going to have to do something to defeat the other man. But can Chris Hero defeat CM Punk, Dave Prazak?
Hero gets a running start, but Punk turns it around and wraps his legs around the body of Chris Hero once again, trying to choke him out down on the canvas. Can Hero hang in there? He taps! Hero taps! CM Punk, BJ Whitmer is the finals of the Ted Petty Invitational.
The winner of this match retains the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Championship and advancing to the finals of the Ted Petty Invitational, CM Punk.
And we just saw yet another classic matchup in the series between Chris Hero and CM Punk. A little bit different than in the past. No weapons involved, no tables, no ladders. Just straight hard-hitting wrestling and two men giving it their all. On this night, CM Punk is the better man. A phenomenal contest, Sexy A Steel. That could have gone either way.
Damn straight. One of the hardest fought contests I've ever seen. Either one of these two, or for that matter, anyone fight live. And I've seen a lot of shit in my time. I've seen Flair Steamboat live. I've seen Hogan Flair. By no means am I trying to elevate these boys and making everyone think that they are as good as the greats, but you know what? They're well on their way. And they proved tonight that the heart and determination is there. And you know what? To these guys, to these people right here, this was a Flair Steamboat.
That's true.
This was as hard as any match Dusty Rhodes ever fought. Abdullah the Butcher, Kevin Sullivan.
And both of these men have only about 3 years in the wrestling business so far. Imagine what level they will be at 5-10 years from now.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.